want you to just take 10 seconds to think about what's going on in education in the world today. 10 seconds, just don't talk, just think about what's going on in education that our children are having to deal with. 10 seconds. Are we thinking? Do we see why it is important as parents, aunties, grandmothers, friends, whoever, to advocate for children? Yes? Can you give me one thing you thought about? Yes.
They have to worry about the teachers. If a teacher's going to approach them inappropriately, they have to worry about if somebody coming in, them getting shot, about being bullied. I mean, just safety, period.
I have a senior. She's my last one. And she recently received a text from her friend saying that he was finna commit. And she called me in an uproar, and I'm like, tell the principals. And the student was in the restroom. Whatever pathway he was going through, I told her, are you okay? Because to receive a text from a student that's in a class saying, I don't want to be here no more, I can't relate to that. But the principals and everyone, the spring police, they all pulled them all in the room. And she was scared because she didn't want to look as being a snitch, because the student was upset with her at that point for telling. So it's issues that I'm still like making sure her mental state, are you okay as a student amongst other students that's dealing with issues that we can't relate to?
The part that I heard was you were checking on your kid, you were asking questions, right? That's all advocacy, right? You said, talk to the administrator, talk to the teacher, right? You talked about somebody approaching your child a certain way, a teacher, a person, somebody in the school personnel, right? If somebody talks crazy to your kid, do we expect the kid to take care of that? Because if they take care of that, then what's going to happen? So if I cuss you out tomorrow, the kid, right, they're going to be sitting in my office. But what about what happened? What caused that kid to curse them out? The parent's voice is so important. And when my mom asked me to come up here and talk about that, I said, of course I want to get up here and talk. I love education. I love what I do. But I have a story to tell, and I'm going to have a few narratives that I want to just share with you to kind of give you an example of what parental advocacy looks like. And you guys have just said that, right? But I want to give you a personal one. All right. So there were two little girls, Acres Home, Texas. What's up, fo? Okay. And 7, 8 years old, I believe, getting ready to get on public transportation. And they said, your child has to walk all the way to the end of the street. The end of the street, in Acres Home. Now, we might bypass some crack houses, right? So what did that parent do? Yes, ma'am. They got on the phone. They said, no, that's not happening today, okay? Not in a outrageous way, in a professional way, right? And made it happen. If one person said no, it didn't stop, right? It kept going up the channels until those two little girls were picked up in front of their house. Parent advocacy, okay? Let me give you another one. A little girl, see about, what's middle school age? 12, 13 years old, running down the hallways of Aldine Middle School, fighting. Okay, stop. Fighting, okay? Principal grabs the girl, push her up against the wall. She's out of control. He puts his hand around her neck and he begins to squeeze. What did she do? She hit him, right? And now this child is going to a hearing, right? Suspended. And what did that parent do? What'd they do? They went to the school. They started asking questions. Why did she hit you? I mean, what's the normal response if you put your hands around a kid's neck, right? So parent advocacy is so important. And if we don't, raise your hand if you have children in schools today. Very good. Raise your hand if you know somebody who has children in schools today. That should be everybody's hand. If you're an aunt, a grandparent taking care of somebody's child, parent advocacy is very important, right? So this child that I'm talking about who had a lot of emotional issues, was angry, running, tearing up the school, okay? Where is she today? Where is she today? Where is she today?
Where is she? Shuanna Jones is a dedicated educational professional with an extensive 18-year journey in this field. She served on various roles, from classroom engagement to leadership positions. She brings a wealth of experiences, as you can tell, that underscore her commitment to fostering an inclusive learning environment. Right now, she holds a position of assistant principal. She continues to make significant contributions to the educational landscape. Concurrently, she is advancing her education through the Executive Educational Leadership Program at Houston Christian University. And beyond her role as an assistant and a student, she takes pride in serving as the president of Acres of Angels.
You see? But had that parent gave up on this child who was terrorizing that school, right? You want to stand up, Mom? She was laughing. Y'all, my mama used to be like, girl, when are you going to get it together? I remember going to high school, her telling me, she sat me down my 9th grade year, and she said, listen, we can't do what we did in middle school. Like, come on. It was like a whole intervention. My Peaches was there, my mama was there, my twin sister was sitting there like, girl, get it together. It's that serious. But the issue that I have with this, when I look at kids that I work with every day, when you have parents that give up on their kids because they don't want to deal with it, right? Let's dig down and figure out what's really going on. Because if you knew, I was angry because of the stuff that I had to deal with. I ain't gonna go into everything, but dad not being there like I needed him to be, my brother left a little bit, like I struggled with that, right? And oh God, that part. But trauma is real. And when you look at every kid that are in these urban schools, they have a lot of trauma. So please don't give up on these kids. Work for them. Serve them. I'm going to give you some tips. I'm just very thankful that you didn't give up on me. It's an ugly cry. I'm so thankful. I wouldn't be here. They told me I was going to be in jail. Teachers, people that's supposed to be teaching me, right? Told me I was going to be in jail. I would be dead. I would be pregnant. A few family members said that too, right? And then I'm going to get off of here and stop talking. I'm going to give you your tips. Y'all need to know your children and listen to them. If they tell you that somebody is picking on them in the classroom like an adult, you need to go to that school and you need to ask questions. Don't say that they're making it up, y'all, because we see, am I lying? My educators, raise your hand. Do we see this every day? There are people, we are human beings, and we come from different cultures, and people are taught different things. So guess what? They're going to take that into the classroom, right? Racial inequalities. It's real. Fight for your kids. Know their needs. Listen to them. Build relationships with every administrator, with every teacher, the secretaries, everybody in that school. Build relationships. Ask questions, right? Never take no for an answer. If they don't want to meet with you, then you go to the next level, right? Ain't that right, Dr. Washington? She was an assistant soup, okay? And you take it to the next level until you get the answers that you need, just like my mama used to do. And then you need to know your rights. So if you have a kid that's in a school, you need to read that student code of conduct. The school to prison pipeline is real. That's what I'm doing my research on. I'm working on my doctorate. Ooh, Shuanna's working on her doctorate. My research is little black boys are getting excluded from these schools, but black girls are too. Hispanics are too, at a high rate than their white counterparts. So yes, I have to be the researcher and I can't be biased. I kind of know what it is, but I'm gonna see what it looks like. Because there is a link between the criminal justice system. Well, I believe there is a link between the criminal justice system and the K-12 educational system. So pay attention. I'm almost done. Stay informed. Read that student code of conduct. Know your rights. Kids cannot be suspended over 3 days per incident. You got people out here telling your kids, just come pick up little Jimmy. That is called a suspension. Know your rights. They cannot tell you, you can't just go pick up little Timmy because you don't want him to be at school, right? Know your rights and ask questions. Last one, document. My mom used to tell me that all the time. Document. If a teacher is not treating your kid right, if the assistant principal, if the principal ain't doing what they need to do, you document, document, document. Those individuals don't need to be in education. So who's gonna fight for the kids if they don't need to be in education? We have to do that, right? So, thank you so much for listening. I'm sorry that I did the ugly cry. Yes, ma'am.
As an educator, do you believe that there should be an age for certain people to deal with certain children?
What do you mean by certain?
I'm saying, what age group should deal with what age group? The younger teachers. I worked in drug detox, and you have 13 to 17-year-olds, then you have 19-year-olds working with them. It shouldn't be like that. They're too close in age.
So, in a school, like anybody that's teaching, but I get you because there could be secretaries, it could be any school personnel. The issue is, I don't think that it's necessarily an issue if there's proper support and training for our teachers and for our staff members. The issue is if the support is not there and the training is not there, then they don't really know what to do, right? So I don't want to say that it's an age thing, because that would be, sure. But we got adults that are immature. We have veteran teachers that are telling kids to sit on the floor. You don't deserve to be in a chair. I can't make this stuff up. Deal with it every day. So I just feel like there needs to be support. There needs to be training. There needs to be diversity, cultural diversity training in all schools. There needs to be trauma-informed schools because our kids are dealing with so much. I think about our black kids that are at our school that walk around the building. I'm about to get off. They walk around our building. These are my favorite counselors at MacArthur High School. They walk around the building and they don't understand why they so loud. We just loud. They not about to fight. Calm down. And then when these other individuals that approach them that don't look like them, they're aggressive with them. And then they wonder why these boys get aggressive with them. And the first thing they want to do is suspend them. And what we do? We intervene because that's why we're there. We're going to take care of our kids, and I'm going to teach you that they're not angry. They're just playing with each other. They're just loud. So, great question. Yes, ma'am. And then I'm going to get off. Here you go.
To an all-white school, and they set you up before you even know it. So what they do is they want to send him with a write-up. That's a record. That's a record. That's a documentation. So the older he get, I don't care if he transferred to another school, that record gonna follow him. Okay? So when he gets to be a young man, that record is still there. So if he gets to have to get in front of a judge for a traffic ticket, that record is still there. So protect your kids, like she said. Go up there and find out, because I made sure when my son left high school, whenever they called, I left that job, I went straight on up to Klein Forest. You will not have my son with a record that he did not deserve.
That part. It's really important to make sure you asking questions, just like she said. Ask questions.
Hi, you said a lot, and I took in everything. I have a 12th grader, and I am a parent advocate, and I document everything. And with my daughter being a senior this year, now we call it a 2020 baby because she didn't spend her 9th grade inside the school. But once she went back to school, it's been trial and error. She's a good student, and I document everything. But I've had to go all the way to the main office, to the superintendent's office. Guess what I got? A slap in the face. They did nothing. And I followed every rule that I was supposed to follow. I emailed the counselors, I emailed the principals, I emailed every AP that wasn't even associated with her. Guess what I got? Nothing.
So that title is called the Campus Behavior Coordinator. That is a very powerful position. I held it for 6 years, right? That individual's job is to make sure that every assistant principal, the principal, teachers are following protocol, they're following the law as it pertains to discipline. Dating violence, Title IX, is real. And if they don't address that, it is going to be a problem. So you look for that campus behavior coordinator, and you ask for that title. They're gonna be like, whoa, how does she know about the campus behavior title? The campus behavior coordinator. Empowerment, this is what this is about, right? Ask for that person, and they need to do their job, right? Title IX, dating violence, that stuff is huge. Harassment, all of that is it's huge, and it's protected by law. So definitely report it, and if you need assistance, I can just give you my number, and we can communicate. Yep, absolutely. Any other questions? All right, thank you.